Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, November the 29th, 2022. Tuesday, November the 29th, 2022. Well, we had today, because General Hospital is not really up to what events are because they were on, they were off, different things came on. So now they were just now doing Thanksgiving. Today, Tuesday, versus even Monday, right? We have the typical Quartermaine Thanksgiving that didn't. We were just wondering how was this going to go wrong this time? And it all went wrong. Olivia ordered a turkey from it's a French turkey, I think, but they had a local farm there in Port Charles or New York or wherever. And it was all fresh, natural, the best of the high of the hog was gonna already come cooked. And I was thinking, I didn't really know farms really did cooking for you, but okay, right? Well, guess what? The farm didn't do cooking. They delivered this live turkey to the house. And little Leo was just sitting there and he's looking at the turkey making friends, right? And Olivia is talking to Ned, talking to Dante. They were saying, okay, you guys gonna help, the bird, right? And so Dante is like, I mean, not Dante, Ned and Michael were like, well, yeah, I'm sure we can figure that out. We'll also get Drew in on this. They're gonna take all the men, maybe rustle up Chase to kill a turkey, right? But no, that still made no sense. For one, if you don't know how to butcher a turkey, you don't know how to butcher a turkey. I sure don't. Then you got to pluck feathers off that bird. There's a whole lot of things you got to do, from cutting off a whole bunch of things, right? And you know how long it takes to bake a turkey? I don't bake turkeys anymore. I deep fry them in my Butterball deep fryer. 45 minutes. The bird is perfect. Oh, but let's not get off on that, right? But I've started deep frying turkeys probably 6 years ago. Love it. And with the Butterball, you don't have the danger of the fires and the fryer falling all over. No, perfect. Love it. So anyway, Leo lets the turkey out of the cage because he's thinking, nah, we ain't cooking this. Run free, turkey, run free. And he lets Mr. Turkey go. So now the turkey is walking through the Quartermaine mansion. And for some reason, everybody, man, woman, and child, was afraid of this turkey. The turkey ran them all out of the house. They're all looking in the window at the turkey destroying pillows, feathers everywhere, destroyed the table. Of course, the turkey didn't really take the tablecloth off, but of course they made the turkey take the tablecloth off. So we got china on the ground, glass breaking, and this turkey wreaked havoc. But before the turkey got loose, Chase, because he'd been making hints to Brooklyn. And she's, how they make Brooklyn look up at him with her eyes like, huh? So finally he tells her, so you obviously, because she goes, no, I'm interested. I want you to get what you want too. And he goes, really? Then why didn't you write the letter? Dante's been trying to get you for weeks. Why haven't you? And she's, and that's when Leo comes out talking about Mr. Turkey, Mr. Turkey. And then, all havoc breaks loose there. But then we have Drew and Carly are so below Jocelyn and Cam. And what I mean below, you would think they were 14 years old, looking at each other. And Drew is, they're standing kind of close to each other, trying to reach their hand back behind to kind of touch each other. Oh my goodness gracious. Man up, woman up. Or no, Ned is the enemy. For sure, on this day, since I'm going to be with you, no, we're not going to be Google eyeing each other across the room. No. You act like you're just friends because Ned will die. Everywhere else, please, I'd be me. But there in that house, I wouldn't give Ned any more ammunition whatsoever. So anyway, of course, they had to end up with the usual Quartermaine pizza. So that's what they ended up having, pizza, after the turkey debacle. Now we had Dante and Sam. They were having to pretty much house hop. They started at Sunny and Nina's. They stayed there for what do you call appetizers. Then they went over to the Quartermaines and were there for a little bit. And bottom line, you want to know something? I don't know if they truly showed them at the Quartermaines. They had them after the turkey debacle. When they were back home, they had them laughing and talking about it. But I don't necessarily know that I saw a scene with Dante and Sam at the Quartermaine house. But Willow was looking surprisingly well and healthy after her first chemo. She was looking pretty good. She and Carly talked, and Drew let Willow know that Carly's going to help in the search as well. So that was that. And then Nina, Sonny, Sonny, this is before Dante and Sam got there. I know this is a holiday and you're not with your family, Sonny. Oh, but you're not with Donna and Avery, Sonny. Because of, it's like, Nina, you knew that. And you were okay with that. You knew. Bottom line, holidays are going to be strained and iffy, but like he said, they were here last night. The girls are happy, right? And I'm happy because you're here. And he had her reach in his back pocket. He had some diamond earrings for her. For me, thank you, Sonny. And then Gladys and Sasha come over. And they're a little sad because for one, it's first Thanksgiving without Brando and without little Liam. Sasha's doing okay. So, remember there was rumors they want to have her overdose? Well, she sure hasn't. Maybe they decided to kill Brando instead, right? I don't know. Because actually, when the stories where she were going to overdose, Brando was going to be alive. So maybe they just decided to kill one and not the other. But Alexis shows up and Gladys goes off on her about the article she wrote in The Invader, right? And Jordan had called her down to the PCPD and went off on her. And Alexis says, well, you know what, Jordan? Had you given me the interview you promised me, I wouldn't have had to have run it. And Jordan knew. She told Alexis, if you don't run it, I will give you an exclusive. She didn't give her no exclusive, period. So we'll see. And Alexis is like, well, I didn't mean to, for it to offend you, to Gladys, because Gladys let her have it, right? You didn't reach out to us. You didn't warn us that this is what you were going to do. And Alexis is like, I didn't know you would have this reaction, and I'm sorry. Alexis knew, bottom line. She wanted to run it anyway. Alexis was being Alexis. And that was that. So Sonny ends up kind of calming things down a bit. And Sasha calms things down. And then Gladys, I'm looking for my dog here. I have 2 Yorkies. And then Gladys decides, of course, she's going to go. She takes out that card that Selena Wu gave her and got herself a seat at the poker game. So now she's going to start losing Sasha's money. That's all beginning right now, losing Sasha's money. So we also have Felicia brought Thanksgiving dinner to the precinct for all the officers that had to work on Thanksgiving. So Laura, Kevin did pick up Laura from yesterday and brought her to the PCPD. And she's talking with Jordan and the Scorpio brothers. And of course, her ADA, I mean, not ADA, her deputy mayor comes over. What's the status on the search for Holly Sutton? And Laura's like, excuse me, ADA, whatever her name is. Why are you here? I just want to be in the know. I should be kept in the loop. And Laura's like, you know what I need you to do? I didn't have a chance to take care of X, Y, and Z. I need you to go handle that. Can you take care of that? Oh, well, yes, because see, guess what? The deputy mayor works for the mayor. Okay. So she left. Now Laura and Jordan and the Scorpios are trying to narrow down where they found Laura's car, what could be there. And then they said, okay, there's a well here. So if there's a well, that means there's a house close by. So of course, by then the deputy mayor snuck herself back into the precinct area, and she's listening to the whole thing, and she's texting Victor, house. There's a well in such and such woods, and so Laura walks over to her. Deputy, whatever, so and so, did you take care of what I needed you to take care of? And so she looks, she goes, yes, I conveyed needed information or information that was required, something veiled. And when Laura sent her off the first time, Robert says, why don't you just get rid of her? And she goes, no, I need to keep her close enough. She said, because I might need her where Victor Cassadine is concerned. So no, I'm keeping her. She almost said my enemy closer, you know. No, I'm keeping an eye on her. They all know she's working for Victor, which is so interesting to me, right? So then we have let me see, Chasing Brooklyn. So Brooklyn may have to answer tomorrow. Then we also have this interesting turn of event. Holly's in the shack. She's in this abandoned shack house, right? She takes this, what's that, $35 million necklace out the case and is fondling it, you know, but remember, she's dealt with the Ice Princess back in the day with Luke as well, the Ice Princess diamonds and all of that crap. Then she puts it on. And I'm like, what's up with that? You're going to take the necklace out the case, then you're going to put it around yourself, or what? So then now she sees, oh my God, now she's surrounded. You know, the cops are out there telling her to come out, and Robert saying, come out, Holly, come out. Turn yourself in. Robert, is Laura okay, Robert? Is Laura okay? And he's like, yes, Laura's fine. Not, Robert, I know I drugged you. Could have possibly killed you, Robert. Are you okay? No, is Laura okay, Robert? So she goes back in the house. Then she gets the briefcase that the necklace was in. And as she's taking it off of the table, the lantern falls over, starts a fire in the cabin. And I thought, okay, is this going to be her escape getaway deal? What's the deal with that, right? Now, mind you, Victor's guy was there outside, but there were too many police officers there. He couldn't do anything, or so we think. He couldn't do anything from that side of the cabin. Now, from the back of the cabin, which they didn't have the cabin surrounded. Why? I don't know. They were all stationed in the front. Well, most cabins have a back door too, right? Or a window you could get out of on the backside. So all of a sudden there's an explosion. Now I thought, okay, there's always explosions. That does not mean Holly Sutton is dead. But then they had this figure. It was a woman, looked like it was in the clothes Holly was wearing, came out, on fire, fumbling around, fire catches more and ends up falling down. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, now, when she first came out the house, the person's legs were on fire. Why did they not drop and roll her? What? I mean, they're just watching this person burning versus putting out the fire on this person. Roll them around me, whatever. So I think they're going to try to make it like Holly died. But now that fire is going to have to burn her face off this time, because otherwise you would be able to tell that that is not Holly, because this body is not going to disappear. This body, they have it. Now, this person is burning, but there are too many people around to put out that fire and get this person to General Hospital. And this person would just be in critical condition, but I guess they would be in more critical condition if everybody's just sitting there watching like, man, is that Holly on fire? Oh my goodness. Huh. What's that around her neck? Oh my God, is that Ice Princess necklace? Gee. Stand around, folks. Stand around. I don't know how that's going to end tomorrow, so we shall see about that. But that pretty much was all she wrote with General Hospital today. Was their little Thanksgiving episode today. And then now we got this mysterious Holly debacle. I just don't see that this is going to be the end of Holly. For me, part of me thinks this is some kind of plan, but then if that's the case, somehow they got a hold of some other woman, right? Somebody's being burnt to a crisp that they're going to miraculously not be able to tell if it was Holly or not. So anyway, let's go to Comment Corner. Let's see. Annette says, again, Holly, what is WSROD? I think we got some kind of typo. I couldn't try to make that out. For boring. Another word for boring, maybe. And then Annette also says, I thought Holly couldn't have a child. Please let me know if I'm wrong. Holly, probably while she was with Luke all of those years, and Robert, could not have a child, but somehow Holly came back years later with Ethan. Ethan was already in his mid-20s, mid-20s. He and Lucky were both in their 20s when she finally told Luke that Ethan was his son. For a while, Robert Scorpio thought that Ethan could have been his son, but it ended up being Luke's son. And they didn't know all those years that Ethan existed. So you know how they make it. You can't have kids, but pop up with some, right? And then we have Annette says, Carly will lose Michael with the game of Willow Mommy. Yes, she will. LaShanta says, Sonny, shaking my head, pathetic. He can't be happy without his family, but whatever. And then Lisa says, I think they show Holly. You think they show Holly how to hold a gun. Like Robert and Diane, let them get together. Yeah, let Robert and Diane get together. Stop making Robert so stupid. Michelle Stafford played Nina very well. Yes, she did. Holly took advantage of Robert big time. He needed to be smart and realize Holly is working for Victor and will until Ethan is home. Well, she told him she was working for Victor there on the pier. If this is a plan, she would not have pulled a gun on Laura. I know that wasn't supposed to happen. He is happier with Diane. Well, we don't know yet. They've never even been friends. They're just making them that way now. Drew opening his big mouth to Sunny. Really, if you are working to help someone, you don't tell everyone or Sunny. What are you doing for them? And then says Holly is not a good agent. She left the drug in the shaker. Horrible for the next person I know that sits down and wonders why they've fallen over in their plate. And Lisa says, Robert is not drunk. Holly drugged him and stole his briefcase. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Ron says the writers placed Holly in a bad position. Now everything will fall on her. Everything will fall on her able to cover for her, or what? And Robert won't be, I don't quite get that part. The writer screwed up the scene with Holly with no finger on the trigger. I know. So this means it was all a bluff, but Laura wasn't buying it, and called her bluff. Also, the truth came out now. We know Ryan and Heather are Esme's parents. Well, we didn't get confirmation of that, but we know. We definitely know something's up with that. And then it says, wow, the writers are writing Robert so stupid. They are giving Esme her redemption story. Yes, they are. I think you might be right about Ryan and Heather. They definitely had some dealings in the past. Great recap. And then Cindy says, I only heard the guard say Heather was undergoing rehab or something, but I never heard them say she was in Spring Ridge. Let's see. When she called Scott on the cell phone, I didn't hear her tell him she was at Spring Ridge. I know. So logically, he would have shown up at Darkham unless I missed some dialogue. I know it's kind of like we missed the fact that everybody knows Heather somehow now ended up, Dante took her to Spring Ridge. Wow, I didn't know that. Unless, no. I don't know. I didn't know she was in Spring Ridge until she came out of the door and saw Ryan. Ryan Chamberlain is at Spring Ridge. Yep. And then Kiki says, great review. I have a feeling that Ryan and Heather are going to break out. I know maybe he will use crazy Heather to get him out of there. I think Esme's daddy dearest will be visiting Nicholas soon. That'll be interesting. Holly has lost her mind. Diane and Robert have wonderful chemistry. I have been hearing spoilers that Felicia is Esme's mother. What? It was alluded that a few months ago when Esme was asking about her mother, then had a flashback over to when Felicia was being held captive by Ryan. I guess I missed that. Carly is technically Nina's boss. However, when Derek Wells, aka Julian Jerome, gave all creative control to Nina, Carly and Drew would have to take Nina to court to negotiate her contract. Hope you have a wonderful holiday. Yes. I thought Ryan, and Susan says, I thought Ryan was still at Spring Ridge, and now Heather is there too. Yeah, Heather being in Spring Ridge was a curveball for us. Ryan thinks he's going to get Heather. Well, Heather is on 2 feet, and Ryan is pretending to be locked in. Also, I loved how Ava talked to Ryan. Yeah, I know. I like that scene too. She had the upper hand, and Mac was with her at the place, and Ryan and Heather, yeah, Spring Ridge. They were all at Spring Ridge. And then with all those interactions and preemptions of the show earlier this year, General Hospital is 3 to 4 days behind. So of course the Thanksgiving episode definitely ran today, right? And this is Tuesday. It says soon they will stay with Laura. Oh, Spencer. Oh, Spencer will be getting out soon, right? Who's he gonna stay with? It Windermere or Laura? And maybe he'll find Esme. Now, Spencer's not gonna go stay with Nicholas. He's still pissed about his mother, I mean his father sleeping with his girlfriend. He'll probably, well, remember, Spencer probably will still have access to his $10,000 a week from Ava. He may just go back to the Metro Court and not stay with anybody. I don't know what YouTube is doing with handles. I don't have one, as I already have my ID that I've been using. I don't think those handles are necessary when you already have your ID. Yeah, but see now, always, well, for what I see, it's like at your name versus, some people had a name, and it's an ID for their YouTube, and that's changing. It is changing. Carrie Jod says, I absolutely love Ava. She is a bad behind. I guess I'll say that. And beautiful. Sheila says, hopefully, since Robert found out Holly is working for Victor, he took precautions behind the scenes. He had to know the necklace would be a target. Holly may be going to try to rescue her son, Ethan, then set Victor up to get the necklace after her son is safe. And then Jane says, Luke is alive. And then Jane also says, I like how you tell it as the story is. Sometimes I make stuff up about the story too, but I do kind of make fun of it. And then Sandy says, thanks for the review. And the last comment is Anna Rihanna says, they are humanizing Esme with this pregnancy. Nicholas is making too much about Victor moving in, and Victor's going to snoop. Yes, he'll come face to face with Esme, and Victor should be concerned as Holly is where Holly is. She has lost her darn mind, pulling a gun on the Queen Bee Laura and thinking on the fly. Oh Lord, here we go. Oh yes, Diane and Robert. Holly, you got some talking. Oh, you got some talking to by the daily recap lady for your silliness. She says, I laughed so hard. Scotty was throwing some shade at Heather. He had to call it as it is. He sure did. And Ryan and Heather their exchange was something. Looking forward to seeing where this goes. Thank you for another fun recap. Yeah, I think we're finally going to get some spice with Ryan and Heather. I really, really do. So that was all the comments from Comment Corner. Thank you for commenting. And that was it for General Hospital today. Let's see what happens on tomorrow's episode.